To Hawke's Bay. The Conservation Minister Maggie Barry says a Supreme Court ruling that protected conservation land cannot be destroyed for the Ruataniwha Dam in Hawke's Bay probably spells the end of the controversial project. Now, the court agreed with Forest and Bird that the government's attempt to swap protected land in the Ruataniwha Forest Park for farmland to make way for the dam's reservoir is illegal. Forest and Bird says the decision is a victory for the conservation estate nationwide. Maggie Barry says the decision is probably the end of the $900 million water storage and irrigation project, but she told reporters the government will now consider the implications of the decision and look at changing the law.
The Prime Minister's indicated that we will look at the law because the principle is we want conservation gains. Over the past 30 years we've swapped low-value land for high-value land to get good conservation outcomes, and that has been a very good practice. But if we are unable to do any of that, that does prevent us from attaining the best possible gains for conservation. So yes, I support us looking at the Act.
What's the time frame for any changes? Is this something National would take into the election and make clear beforehand?
Well, as you know, the House rises in a month or so, 6 weeks, and there won't be time within our legislative framework to go into it this term, and nor would it be appropriate to rush into this. It is complicated. An 84-page report has a lot of detail in it. It was a split decision by the Supreme Court, as it has been split decisions by other courts. It's a very complex area of law, and we need to take proper time to consider it.
What do you say to the suggestion that the Minister for Conservation is fighting against her own conservation laws?
It's ridiculous. I need, as the Conservation Minister, to always take the broader and wider view. This was never a case about the Ruataniwha Dam. This was always about the conservation law and the conservation values being protected in the best possible way via that law and via our Conservation Act and the Reserves Act for that matter. So all of these considerations are about making sure that the gains for conservation will be able to still be pursued, and we need to have that ability, because otherwise the low conservation land is protected more than the high value conservation land, and that would not be a good outcome overall.
It's Conservation Minister Maggie Barry.